pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
Oh, Father, tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go, oh, 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 way down we go. Whoa, you let your feet run wild. Time has come as we all go down. Yeah, but for the fall, ooh, my heart, do you dare to look me right in the eyes? Yeah. Oh, 'cause say we run you down, down to the door. Yeah, someday we run you down, down till you fall. And they will run you down, down till you go. Yeah, till you can't grow no more. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, oh, oh. Say where down we go, oh. Down we go.
There we are. He gonna bring it down.
We are in it. The battle of good and evil,
That's
like
right.
we talked about last show. We're all involved one way or another.
Yes, welcome to the Bill Mason Show. Trump is reelected. It's going to be biblical. He is going to bring those Democrats down.
Absolutely, and it's crazy. I forgot how many of those Hollywood elites, the people that are getting charged with sexual misconduct and rape, that Obama gave medals to.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. You know, Kevin Spacey was one of those guys, and then of course Harvey Weinstein. All those guys are being convicted right now.
Right.
So, you know, they try to make all these associations to Trump about guys who don't pay their taxes or whatever and how evil and dark they are. But they'll never touch on the fact that Obama surrounded himself with pedophiles and rapists, and it was no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal for them. It's okay.
Yeah, give him a medal.
Right.
Invite him to the White House and put a medal on him.
Now, Bill, a lot of things happened between last show and this show. I mean, we got the White House with the COVID-19 all over the place.
Yeah, apparently it's spreading like wildfire, and there's a theory that they call him the tan boots guy or the cowboy boots guy, who everybody's saying may be involved in the spread.
Yeah, we have a video here that there are conspiracy theories saying that he wiped down the podium or POTUS for Trump with lace COVID.
Yeah, like a hanky that he pulled out of a plastic bag or something like that. That's what I heard.
Right. So let's take a look at that video and see what your thoughts are. Okay.
Okay.
We need to check out who this guy is. He had on a suit with cowboy boots, so he would stand out, you would think. Was there coronavirus on this napkin or a rag? I don't know, but we need to find out. Keep watching.
Very close to winning the whole thing. And the Democratic establishment panicked. Within weeks, Joe Biden got the nomination.
There he is.
To run a candidate who may be senile, but as far as Wall Street was concerned, it was not a tough.
Look at him wiping the podium.
Economic populism.
You know how Trump puts his hands on the sides. And he wiped the wire leading up to the microphone. Very strange.
Yeah, what I thought was kind of strange with that is that he wiped that side and he went right to the microphone. Why do you need to wipe all the sides?
Because I think he knows Trump's right-handed, that he's going to put his hands on the sides,
Right.
and he's probably going to adjust the microphone first things first,
Right.
you know?
I don't know. So that's the conspiracy going on now. He got it at the debate. They laced the napkin
podium.
or whatever they wiped down with, and then his old entourage, all his people got the COVID, including him. So that's the theory right now. So
And they also had said, the same people said that Biden had different people wipe his podium down right before he came on to like make sure. It's almost like, you know, when Nancy Pelosi predicted there'd be unrest in the streets, and voila, all of a sudden there was riots. It's like Biden didn't want to get double crossed and maybe get the COVID swiped on his too.
Right.
Because that's the thing, when you're a double crosser, you don't know who you could really trust once you get involved and you're neck deep in that swamp.
Right. Well, supposedly Trump people was there early. They got all tested. And then Biden people came in later. And then Chris Wallace came in super late, and he didn't get tested at all.
Right. He came in at the very last minute, like to the point where they didn't have time to put makeup on him. And they do this little lint brush thing on you to make sure you don't have flecks on you. He just sat right down.
That's kind of weird. He's all about masks and stuff, and he got there late and wasn't tested like he's supposed to be. So kind of weird. So let's take a look. So of course Trump went to the hospital. This is a video just before he went to the hospital. Let's take a look.
All right.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
There we go. Of course, and the major media just making fun of him all the whole time. What is?
Oh my God! It was shocking to see the death threats that people, or not threats, but they were rejoicing in his testing positive. They were praying for his death, and there were so many people. And I'm not talking about like just regular people you don't know. These are like prominent, like Joy Behar and some of these people that if this was a different setting and it was a Republican saying something about Obama or Hillary wishing they died, they most likely would lose their job.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems that in the left media, it's just free speech. We're just going to let it roll.
Yeah, and giving out people's phone numbers or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, and then Chinese people were rejoicing in the street, and top officials were saying, thank God that he got the virus, the Chinese virus.
Absolutely. It could, because, and it's been said before, and I guess we'll say it again, China does not want Trump to get reelected.
No.
Because China has been dealt with by Trump on many levels. I mean, did they sneak the virus in here? Yeah. But I mean, he kicked their ass on trade for the first time in decades. So, I mean, let's get real about it. If anybody's going to come in and the Chinese are going to embrace him, it's Biden. They want him.
Oh yeah, they're trying to buy the election for Biden. They're definitely tampering with the election. China is on the Democratic side. Let's take a look. The bikers for prayers. They were praying for Trump. Take a look.
Yeah, a lot of them too.
I mean, there were hundreds out there praying for Trump. So,
yeah,
very good. So now, while he was in the hospital, there was tons of people outside.
Yeah, I saw they were singing patriotic songs, and the one that I heard, it's like, I'm proud to be an American, and they sang it like over and over and over. Yeah. And I think till Trump broke down and like had to go outside and wave to him from the motorcade. And I think he bought him pizza too.
He bought hundreds of pizzas. Take a look at this guy, man. He was so excited. Take a look at him buying pizzas.
All right.
Trump has been buying us pizzas all freaking day.
Trump?
That is from Trump. He has bought over 250 pizzas that keep coming in every 45 half hour.
Right, Barna, what
yeah,
you got?
45. Great. 45 minutes. Every 45 minutes to a half hour, Donald Trump is dropping off hot pizza. And you know it's from Trump because this shit isn't gluten-free, all right? There's meat on there. Trump's an alpha. That's why there's so much of it. And no, CNN, we're not getting paid.
This is great. Well, when did the pizza start coming?
Pizza started coming all day. I got here 3 or 4 hours ago. All the boxes that were sitting there, some of them have been taken out. Those are older boxes. Those are recent boxes.
There we go. So pizza all day long, every 45 minutes.
Wow. I mean, it speaks volumes to just the appreciation. I think it recharges Trump's batteries, because if he were to just stay in the White House and watch TV, he would think he was losing, that he had no shot, and all the polls were against him, and all he does is set foot outside, and there's thousands of people ready to cheer for him everywhere he goes.
I know. I mean, so they were on him about going out there and waving to the people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the car. So what's the deal with that? I mean, it was an enclosed car, had the mask on, and they were ripping to, for him to come out there. I don't understand.
I think maybe there's a misunderstanding about the Beast. The Beast is a very special vehicle. It has its own contained air system, especially where the president sits. Right. If they're attacked by gas or anthrax or something like that, they could literally turn off just his chamber. I mean, that thing is, made for resisting just about everything, including viruses. And the fact is, Secret Service is going to be near him anyway. They took the oath to take a bullet for him. I'm pretty sure that those guys are masked up, washing their hands, and they know the risks too. I mean, whether he had COVID or not, the Secret Service is not going to keep distance from the president. It's still their job. So the whole argument from the left about him going out in the motorcade and risking lives, it was BS. More BS.
It is. I mean, so he's walking out of the hospital. This is him coming out of the hospital. Take a look at him coming out of the hospital.
All right.
Yeah, they didn't like him coming out of the hospital at all.
No, I mean, there was so many people. Oh my God. I actually stayed off of Twitter for 24 hours, which is a lot for me. I'm like a Twitter addict, and I couldn't stand it because in my feed, it was just nothing but awful wishes. I mean, wishing it on his entire family, wishing it on everyone in the White House, wishing it on just about everybody. It's like something that the evil, it just shows like every chance that these leftists can do it, they do it. They show how evil and heartless and cold and literally their moral compass is just due south, man. Like I said,
there's no moral compass at all with them. So
nope.
It is the battle of good and evil. We've been talking about that. We're going to still talk about that. That's going to continue on. It's only going to get worse. So we do have the official official video of Trump from the hospital landing at the White House. Take a look.
Oh, that was awesome.
It was.
In Marine One.
There we go. So he's back at home at the White House working for the American people, and can't wait for the next debate.
Yeah, and he posted something that it's well beyond his quarantine date, and he'll be tested, and he's going to be there. He said October 18th or something, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure on the date.
I believe it's the 15th.
Okay, it's the 15th.
Yeah, it's the 15th. So
yeah.
He's going to be with the intern of the moderator for Joe Biden.
Honestly, I don't think Trump even cares. I mean, they might as well have Jim Acosta be the moderator at this point, because he's just going to face off like he always does. Right. And, he knows that the cards are stacked against him anytime the media shows up anywhere. Yeah. We've seen his rallies when he points out all the cameras and he's like, fake news over there, fake news over there.
Fake news everywhere.
Yeah. So, will Trump still perform? Absolutely. And I'm super glad that, he's being honest about the fact that now they're using steroids to reduce the inflammation instead of just pumping you on a ventilator, pressurizing your lungs while your body overreacts to the COVID infection. That we've really learned a ton about COVID because of the advancements and the quote unquote taking the gloves off of the medical industry for once. I mean, people talk about he deregulates too much, but in this case, he deregulated just enough because the therapeutics are way up there and really ready. I mean, for a 74-year-old guy who eats Big Macs and sucks down Diet Cokes all day to beat the symptoms of COVID. Now, he's not COVID-free, but he's symptom-free of COVID in 5 days. Pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, we can't really talk about, you get the information about different treatments of COVID, and I do too, and we can't even talk about it. Yeah. Or the video we pulled.
Yeah, if you can't use brand names or anything of certain pharmaceuticals, basically because they're inexpensive, and we know how that goes, so.
Right. Now, I was looking at the timeline with Herman Cain. I know he didn't get the same treatment as Trump did, but
no. And he was, from what I remember, he was battling cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
So he did have cancer as well. So, but let's take a look at that. I'm trying to bring it up to see what the timeline was, because he got the COVID on July the 2nd, and then he was dead by July the 30th.
Yep.
And all that time he was getting better, supposedly.
Yeah.
So a person I'm really worried about is really Chris Christie. He's overweight. He does have asthma too as well. So
yeah, they said, and his they're not saying whether he's diabetic or not, but I mean those three things together really put a damper on your chances.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for him. So hopefully we'll watch out, see what happened with him. Hopefully he gets better. So let's go to Biden. So Biden, he plagiarizes other foreign leaders.
I'm pretty sure that's his life's pattern, because he got accused of plagiarizing when he was back in the Senate and even before that. Like he was plagiarizing things in college. So, I mean, this is kind of his MO.
Yeah, we have video of that. So we're going to take a look of what he's doing. So take a look.
Mm-hmm. We owe it to future generations to build back better.
We have a great opportunity to build back and build back better.
And to do things differently, to build back better, and to build back bolder.
And folks, it's not sufficient to build back. We have to build back better. That's what my plan is, to build back better. It's bold.
Unbelievable. So he's he's almost word for word.
Yeah, absolutely. And
he's
the funny thing is,
conservative too.
That's what I was just going to say. So Johnson is the conservative that they voted for, the guy who was going to finish Brexit, because they've been dragging that whatever you want to call it around in the public order over there forever. And he came in saying, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to finish it. I mean, he's a conservative. And for Biden to be stealing a conservative's talking points and speeches is kind of funny in a way.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, so we have also video of Biden talking, and to see the crowd and the Biden's spear, so to speak. People who are going to vote for him, take a look at their reaction to this thing.
Yeah, they're realizing what they got. They bet on the wrong horse.
Yeah, they're shaking their head. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
After the steel mills.
Oh, Biden will never be on that thing.
No, he won't.
definitely not Biden on there.
It's not Biden. Yeah, so let me bring up that video because it disappeared. We're having technical difficulties actually, so just be
a couple of software updates. It's always fun.
Yeah, I can't stand those things, man.
Yeah, man. But
anyway,
I mean,
so back to that. So they're shaking their head. They're saying they're going to raise their taxes, and they're shaking their head. What's going on with this guy? So what do you think, Bill?
I think they keep moving. They keep moving the goalpost for him. They keep putting it closer because he has a hard time connecting with. I think they're not sure where the voter base is with the Democrats now, because a lot of the dyed-in-the-wool classical Democrats have already moved independent or towards Trump. These leftist, anarchist liberals, they're not even sure if they're going to get their vote because they're just going to be upset no matter who's in office. And that's what I think the left is starting to realize, that some of these congressmen that are endorsing these people, the Antifa people, are going, yeah, F that guy. I'm not voting for him either. He's part of the establishment. Like, right. They want to burn everything down. So the funny part is, as the liberals start to try to find a place where Biden makes sense, Biden's trying to find a place with a voter base. And the Democrats are all over the place. They don't have any morals. They don't stand on any like actual ground where it makes sense to stick to that talking point. You can't promise them that, you're going to do anything of moral value. And everything Biden brings up is like, I have a plan. It's better. It's the better plan. It's a better plan. He doesn't elaborate on anything. He doesn't say anything. And the only thing he actually has said, he'll definitely raise taxes. He'll definitely take guns away. And he's definitely going to end fracking, oil drilling, offshore oil drilling. All of that's been said. Right. So, I mean, where as a Democrat voter are you going to put stock in Biden? I mean, this is crazy. But, I mean, there are people out there that are happy enough with Biden just because he's not Donald Trump. And they're going to put this old senile guy who's going to raise your taxes in office because they don't like Trump. 77
years old. If he wins, he'll be out of office. If he doesn't win another term, 81 years old. It's crazy. I
don't know. I think he'll appoint Hillary to like Department of Health or something like that, and then that'll be it for Biden.
Well, let's take a look at Michelle Obama. Right. She did say some today about how racist and everything Trump is. Let's take a look.
Well, the riots were peaceful. I mean,
Sure, of course.
Overwhelmingly peaceful movement for racial solidarity. It's true. Research backs it up. Only a tiny fraction of demonstrations have had any violence at all. So what the president is doing is once again patently false. It's morally wrong. And yes, it is racist. But that doesn't mean it won't work. Because this is a difficult time, a confusing time. And when people hear these lies and crazy conspiracies repeated over and over and over again, they don't know what to think. With everything going on in their lives, they don't have time to fact-check falsehoods being spread throughout the internet.
Yeah, doesn't... All fake
just don't
news.
Have time to fact check. Yeah. You can't fact check because we have Michelle Obama to tell us that it's mostly peaceful.
Yeah, and you can see the side where all the riots and vandalism and you name it.
Yeah, who needs fact checks? I trust Michelle.
Yes.
I put all of my trust in her. Yes, absolutely. But you know what? The other thing that reminded me that one lady that was running with the cops and she was saying, "I hope you guys die. I hope they kill your family." She got doxxed a while ago. And what is the most mind-boggling part of the Antifa people that are being charged? How many of them are educators? How many of them are involved in the education system as administrators, as teachers, as college administrative assistants? Like all these people that are doing this crazy crap on the streets, and they're very agitated. When this is all said and done, they're going to be back in charge of the school system. And I mean, this is crazy talk for anybody who's half awake, that we now know that these people are willing to incite riots and violence and then teach our kids, even if they're college kids. I don't care. Like, you know, people always argue, oh, well, college kids are old enough to make their own decisions. Well, honestly, I don't want them browbeaten by these people. I mean, these people are crazy. And it's almost like they've taken complete control of the education system. And now the ones that got caught, they'll probably lose their jobs. But how many of them didn't get caught or have enough footage with masks on that they're not going to be able to say, oh, that's definitely you? But it was just shocking to me that over 120 of them were educators in some form. And that's terrible, man. That's something that I think is indicative of why we're here, why we have young people that are this angry. It's coming from the education system. They're fresh from college or they're fresh from high school. They're not out in the world earning yet. So, I mean, where is this influence coming from? The education system.
Right. Yeah, they're coming from teachers, professors who are teaching them that America is full of hate, and they don't know any better.
And it's like they're teaching them to lose faith in the most free place on earth. Because like many people have said it before me, but I'm a true believer. Once America's gone as the beacon of freedom and the place where people can come and make a life for themselves, once it's gone, that's it for the world. That's what they don't realize. Like, I even hear people in my circles that are like, oh, Civil War, whatever, let's just do it. No, because there's not really coming back economically from a full-on out civil war. It's going to be really, really bad for the world when this country is engaged in an all-out civil war, if that happens. But to hear people on both sides embracing it is kind of scary to me, because I don't think people really know what happens after a civil war. It's not like the Ukraine where there's going to be an America to swoop in and give you billions of dollars to get you back on your feet. If we fall, there's only China. And then we just turn into China. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for a civil war to happen, you would have to have a fraction of a military to break apart. Yeah. And then those two forces fight with other people. So I don't think that would happen, though.
I don't think the military, I really don't. I don't think the military would be involved, especially most of the people that I know that have served in the military. But there are people that are involved, and as we can see now, like, not to go off on a tangent, but like the McCloskey incident, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention. They were indicted today. Okay, so the McCloskeys were indicted, even though the state of Missouri you have the Castle Doctrine, you have stand your ground. They were on their property. They never left their property. They never fired a shot. They never pointed the weapon directly at him. Now, they're saying that his wife was waving the weapon, but still, the people weren't retreating. So the fact that she was waving the weapon on her own property, anyway, that's semantics. The problem is that I think the insurgency from the left is coming through the lawmakers and the people that they put in place. These prosecutors, the Second Amendment doesn't mean anything if you could still be prosecuted for using your weapon to defend yourself. Right. So they found a way to throw it out the window in the court system. And it's complete hogwash. It doesn't make any sense, but they have found a way to push these people to the point where now you have to pay for legal defense just to stay out of jail, which is what is happening with the McCloskeys right now. So they're going to have to pay a legal defense team to keep them out of jail. And the prosecutors are purposely postponing things to stretch them out over time, where the whole time you have lawyers retained. I mean, this is a well planned out chess match, and they're trying to teach America a lesson, because the McCloskeys are just the tip of the iceberg. If it does come down to, average guy in a trailer who's getting his trailer tipped over by an angry mob and he shoots somebody, they're going to prosecute him too. And that's where this gets crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if somebody comes on a property, they're going to get shot. So,
yeah. That's how it should be, honestly. Yeah. And everybody, I've already had these arguments with people that say like, oh, you can't have a society like that. Well, the flip side is that when everybody has the right to defend themselves, most people will say, well, that's not a good idea for me to go into someone else's home and maybe hurt them or take their stuff because they could kill me. Sure. So that defense right there keeps everybody in check. But once you start taking that away, now the criminals are empowered. All the people that trespassed on the McCloskey's property, charges were dropped. Criminal trespass, wanton destruction of property, all charges dropped by the same prosecutor. Unbelievable one-sidedness.
Unbelievable, yes. All right, well, I mean, that's the show tonight. I thank you for all the new subscribers. Please keep on subscribing to our channel. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Yep.
Bill, even though you just got finished talking, do you have any last words?
Hey, everybody start using Parler. We're also on Parler. I've noticed that we're getting more and more subscribers on there, and I thank you for that too. But it is a place where you don't have to worry about your content being ripped down because it's pro-Trump or just, quote unquote, fact checked and blocked and all these things. It's really an open platform for not only discussion for media and video and stuff like that. It's really great. Everybody should try it. It's free and it's called Parler. That's all.
Yeah, I know. Our last video on YouTube was age restriction 18 plus, which is normally is our audience anyway. So I don't know why we have an age restriction on our last video, but they are censoring us. Trump was just censored on Twitter and Facebook. His Facebook one was taken down. So we'll go over that on Thursday. We go over some censorship things on Thursday of this week. So thanks for watching us. See you next time, and hasta la vista.
Good night, everyone.